folks, here on Regan's Corner. Really good to get back into the podcasting scene here. Folks, we have a lot to talk about today. We got Justin Fields possibly on the move. We got Mikayla Shively here, Dayton commit for softball in studio, in the Larry Knowlton studio. We got the sectional and all that stuff. Hebron definitely favored in their sectional. Westville has a little bit of a climb to kind of go up against Triton, possibly in that semi, and the first round of their. It's going to be a dogfight for good old Westville and that PCC Wild Wild West. We're going to get into all that, and plus the Caitlin Clark of it all, the record-breaking performance. We'll also talk about the MLB. Who's going to win in the NL Central? I hope it's the Cubbies, but most likely it's going to be the Reds this year. But we're going to talk about the moves from the Dodgers, talk about all that stuff around the corner here on Regan's Corner. So stay tuned. Welcome into the news cycle. We have a very exciting news for you today. First, quick breaking news. Tim Anderson, longtime White Sox shortstop, is now going to be a Marlin for 5 years. We're going to be looking for the source of the millions that he's going to be and millions that he's going to receive. But after so many months of talking about Caleb Williams, Drake May, maybe even Jalen Daniels at that number one position, would that be a mistake to move away from a quarterback like Justin Fields? Brian Urlacher was one of those guys who said, hey, if you're questioning him after 3 years, he may not be the answer. To me, you don't want a bust like Caleb Williams, because Caleb Williams is a bust waiting to happen. He's that Sam Darnold a few years ago from USC, where he has great potential, but his attitude just is not there. Because anyone that puts "fuck you" to Utah or Notre Dame on their nails, criticize someone from crying for the emotions of the game and then cries the following year, is not somebody who you want to lead in your franchise, especially one that's been at this moment worse than the Browns is selecting quarterback Sid Luckman. The Bears is a defensive team. It's always been. Justin Fields gives a little bit more different avenue towards everything. And you're giving teams like Atlanta, Las Vegas, hope that you're going to ship off Justin Fields. Washington is one of them, when you should just keep Justin. Get that line going. Maybe draft Marvin Harrison number one. And maybe if Romeo from Washington gets down to that 9, you select him, or you go crazy and go with the offensive lineman, and then get some offensive linemen in the free agency this year. Maybe add a running back, maybe a Derrick Henry, somebody along those lines where you can kind of build around Justin Fields to that offense. You saw how well Baltimore did with Lamar Jackson this year when they had similar questions last year. It's kind of a recipe if you're a Bears fan. But let's move on to other topics. Let's talk about the sectionals here. Let's start with the North Judson sectional here. For you folks at home with the prep sports coming up, Hebron is by far our favorite in this, just because we've been covering them all year, and we've covered the schools that most of them that they're going to play in this sectional, other than LaVille. LaVille would give them a little bit of troubles, but I don't think they get past North Judson. Judson loses 7 in the championship to Hebron. Count it here. I think it's going to be another close game. I think Judson's going to give them another game at home, but Hebron will break that 12 curse just because the other two matchups, South Central, Wheeler, I don't think even has a chance. Okay, so Westville has a dog fight here with Argus in the first game. Argus is nothing to be played with. The Dragons always play hard. Great basketball tradition over there. And then you have an even better basketball tradition in Triton next game. There's a reason why Triton has their own sports network. Multiple state championships in 1A. So you have all that going on with that sectional. And who comes out of that? I think it's the winner of Triton or the winner of the Triton and Westville game. I think whoever wins that game will win that sectional. Now we're going to go into the Morgan Township game sectional. Okay, Morgan Township is the favorite in that sectional, but there's kind of little keys here and there that could stump the Cherokees. Semifinals is a very interesting game, possible with Couts. That was an electric game at Morgan. The last time those two met, those arch rivals, that is a very interesting game in the semifinals. So get your popcorn ready for that. Watch it on PC3 or on Regan. Nonetheless, that's going to be a very good game. And watch North Judson on their sectional. But nonetheless, those are going to be great games for you guys at home. But I think that Morgan Township sectional is going to be the sectional a lot. Caitlin Clark is up here. She's Steph Curry of the women's game from Iowa. Just absolutely dominant in inside, outside drives, ball handling, can shoot it from anywhere, shoot it from the logo. She's done it for all 4 years, and she could possibly break the men's record or the overall record even this year before she is number 1 pick in the WNBA. But she also will make more money in the NIL if she comes back to Iowa. So she has a big decision. Mikayla, Shively, Dayton commit, all-star in 2 sports, basketball and softball. Great athlete and one of our finalists. Welcome in Mikayla, Shively, Dayton commit, all-star in 2 sports, basketball and softball. Great athlete and one of our finalists. Welcome in Mikayla, Shively, Dayton commit, all-star in 2 sports, basketball and softball. Great athlete and one of our finalists. Welcome
So
in. Mikayla, how's it going and how's it popping?
it's going good. It's been such a crazy run so far, and I'm so excited for what's to come next.
Absolutely. Since your team is in the semi state for basketball, don't quote me on this, but you're known for some softball, but your basketball team's been very good this year.
Yeah, it's been amazing. We did struggle a little bit towards Christmas, but we really picked it up towards the end and started working together more.
Absolutely. So, how did you start in the sport of basketball?
Well, I've always played it growing up. I played multiple sports growing up, and I kind of balanced out which sports I like the most, and basketball and softball have definitely been the two that I've loved the most. And I've just grown up playing it and, falling in love with the sport and the bonds that you can create on each team.
Absolutely. So, Michaela, we all know your love is softball, okay? So, how did you start in the game of softball?
Softball, I grew up playing it. My sister played it before me, and I think that definitely had a big influence on me. Like I said, it's always been basketball and softball, and I think I just really fell in love with softball the most, and really noticed my talent and knew that I could really go somewhere with it.
Absolutely. So, looking at your sister's state run, is that kind of helping you fuel yourself right now, kind of seeing what she went through with that state championship, kind of here in basketball and even in softball, kind of gaining on what you guys built last year?
Yeah, my sister's definitely played a big role in the leadership. She's kind of, taught me to play a big leadership role on each team I'm in and, to communicate and, kind of be the leader of each team to separate out the good from bad. And yeah, she's influenced me a lot.
Absolutely. So, Michaela, playing a multi-sport athlete like you yourself, does that kind of help with your self care and stuff like that, where it's not going to be one focused sport throughout the year, and you can get a little bit of burnout?
Yeah, it's definitely easy to get burnt out, but it's all about time management and how you manage school with sports and practices. My parents have helped me a lot, and my friends and everybody's been really supportive throughout my whole career, and I'm very thankful for that. But it's all about your time management and your priorities. What's going to be the bigger reason over another reason?
Absolutely. So, going into it this year, what are some thoughts going into the basketball year that you guys had going like goal wise or even expectation wise?
I know that one of our big goals was definitely to improve on our free throw percentage. We also wanted to find a way to, be the bigger team with such a smaller group and a younger group. Like I said, I knew I had to step up and, get the team to communicate more because sometimes our team can get a little quiet. But I think we've worked well, like through our goals very well.
Absolutely. So let's get into the recruiting process here, because a lot of your days before the coaching switch at Ball State, that's kind of the school you're going towards. But what are some things that led you to Dayton, another MAC school?
Some things that led me to that school was definitely the coaching staff. They've been so supportive with my basketball and they've been rooting me on through each and everything. They were very understanding about everything that happened with Ball State. And, they've just been super supportive and they knew my talent and my ability and my athleticism to get me to where I am.
Absolutely. We know it too because we've been scouting ever since that South Central game when you had two, three home runs off of one of the better pitchers in the state in Lexi Johnson.
Yeah.
So, what was that kind of like, that feeling like hitting off of that great pitcher and just being in the zone like that?
Um, when I when I'm hitting, I get in such a tight zone. All I focus on is the ball and I don't even hear the crowd around me. And once I hit it, it's that sweet feeling right off the bat and right away most of the time. And then I can just hear my teammates going wild and that's all I really hear is just my teammates. Because in the end it is about the team effort and, them bringing me up has helped a lot.
For sure. But we're going to go back to basketball here. So, what were some things that led you guys to now being almost on this doorstep of a state championship appearance here in the season?
Some things that have led us there is definitely the team chemistry we have created throughout the season. Like I said, communication wasn't there too well, and then we started doing some more team bondings, and we got to know each other a little bit better. And I think it definitely helped us on the court. Um, and we've just really gotten close and started playing more as a team instead of individually. And I think that that's helped us a lot.
Absolutely. So, did any AAU or travel ball kind of help you develop into the elite athlete that you are right now?
Yeah, definitely. I've been in travel softball for a while now, and seeing the more competitive level has definitely helped me create better characteristics to become the kind of character I am today.
Absolutely. So, going into it, um, what was the training like here in Bremen, a smaller kind of 1A school? So, what's kind of the training like at Bremen?
The training is all about our body and our body's health. If we're sore or we're a little sick or something like that, we take our rest days. We know when our body needs to be rested, when we need more sleep, and we take care of ourselves. And once we take care of our bodies, then we practice like we play.
Absolutely. So, being a 2A school, sorry about the 1A, but 2A, what are some things that advice wise somebody trying to get recruited Division 1?
I would definitely say to stay true to yourself, know your abilities. And if anybody has a doubt in you, you need to believe in yourself. Like it doesn't matter what others think, you have to know and believe in your own craft.
For sure, for sure. So we kind of talked about multiple sports, soccer and cross country. So was that kind of a good conditioning tool for basketball and softball?
Yeah, cross country definitely helped me get in shape. Um, and soccer, that definitely trained my legs a lot. But yeah, those definitely brought me into a better athlete and, taught me different ways to communicate. Each sport brings a different aspect of communication and leadership. And I think those sports have definitely helped me.
For sure. So, what are some things that you're looking forward to stepping on Dayton's campus next year?
I'm super excited to just play softball with some of those girls. I know that their team bonds and chemistry is amazing, and that's something that's so important and something I value a lot. I'm just excited to, play at a higher level with some amazing girls.
Absolutely. So, what are some things that you're planning on studying with the Flyers?
I plan on studying business management and then pursuing real estate while I'm there as well. And then eventually I plan on opening my own real estate business, but that's my plan for right now.
Okay, that's a solid plan. I mean, it could change. You're still young, but I
Yeah.
mean, but that's a good career because it's always going to be a house market and all that. So, solid plan there. And plus, you have an easy catchphrase with your last name, Shipley.
Shively.
Shively. Shively.
Yes. Yes.
My bad. Uh,
No, that's
but
okay.
but I mean, you could be like Shively, shipping those houses all over the place.
Right.
But um, let's see here. Trying to think. Okay, so what are some teams that you're looking forward to playing in softball this year?
Any team, bring it on. That's
Okay,
all I have to say to that is any team, any day, anytime.
okay, nice, nice. So, what are some things that you guys are scouting for the semi-state for this week?
We definitely know that they're gonna probably pressure us in some way, and we've worked through that really well through sectionals and regionals, which I think we can do again in semi-state, of course. And I think we've scouted, kind of each player's individual abilities and what their weaknesses are and where we need to shut them down at.
Absolutely, for sure. So, uh, are you guys? When are you guys win? What are you guys going to do first thing when you go down to Indy?
Oh, I don't know. I think we'll all just have so many emotions and just so much excitement. And I think we're all just going to be glad to be with each other there. Whatever we do, whatever comes, I think we're just glad to be with the group of girls that we are.
Going back to softball for this question, what is your walk-up song this year?
My walk-up song is Hey Mickey because my name is Mikayla, but my nickname is Mickey, and it's just Hey Mickey, you're so fine, you know.
Hey, that's a classic, and
I know it hypes me up.
it fits your name perfectly. Okay. So where did your nickname Mickey start?
It started when I was younger. Definitely came from my parents. I don't know how they came up with it, but it's just grown on me, and everybody's been calling me that.
Okay. Maybe a little Mickey Mantle, maybe a little bit of, cause especially since uh, you're a baller on the softball field. So what are some things that when you're in that batter's box that you kind of look for?
I really zone in on the release out of the hand and, seeing the spin from the hand and kind of, working on my mechanics to the ball. Remembering each thing that I've practiced and worked so hard for. And not getting down on myself when I don't get it at the exact perfect moment, because it's such a timing thing and you can get really down on yourself because there's so much failure in softball, but you have to learn how to pick yourself up and know your own ability.
For sure. So being on what was it like first time you were on Dayton's campus?
It was really exciting. All their facilities are so nice, and the coaches were so genuine and welcoming. And I met some of the softball players, and they just immediately accepted me and, kind of let me know what happens down at Dayton. And they gave me a lot of insight, and it was just amazing.
Absolutely. So we're gonna go to our hot corner here, especially since it's Valentine's Day. Okay, get you out and get you going here, and we're gonna air this probably tomorrow. But no puns intended since you're on Regan's corner. Um, but what is your go-to fast food place?
My go-to fast food place is probably Raising Cane's. I
Okay.
don't know why, I just love it.
Okay, solid, solid. So, what would be your three top schools, not including the Dayton Flyers?
My three top schools, as in like who I want to play.
Yep. So, like, as your recruiting process, what was your three top schools, not
Okay.
including Dayton?
Not including Dayton. Definitely, it was Ball State at one point. Um, I would definitely say Coastal Carolina. Um, I was also looking into Eastern Illinois. Those are probably my top three.
Okay, solid choices. A lot of different weather options, though.
I know. So after everything with Ball State happened and I decided to decommit the recruitment process, I had such a short amount of time with being a 24 and majority of the coaches already, having the team they wanted to build. And Dayton actually came to one of my games because one of the girls on my travel softball team I had been committed there. And she came and watched and she just loved the way I played and, started asking about me. And then they were like, she just decommitted, and we started talking.
Absolutely. That's how it mostly happens. A
Mhm.
teammate gets looked at, and then you get looked at.
Right.
But let's see here. What's your favorite position on the baseball diamond?
My favorite position is definitely center field. I love it.
Absolutely. So nothing better than playing center field in a softball diamond there. So what are some things for a good center fielder?
I would definitely say your footwork and how you move to get the ball. That's something that I've been practicing my whole life and, really working on. I would also say you can't be scared to dive. You have to be able to go all out for each and every ball.
Absolutely. So welcome to the athletes program, Mikayla. Hopefully we do this some other time. Okay. And good luck at Dayton,
Thank you.
and good luck with the semi-state and hopefully states, and then good luck with your softball season.